Nadzo the Hedgehog here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel. And yeah, as you can see, I got the Pokemon back here. Knuckles was supposed to be here, but who knows if he'll show up or not.
Anyway. Knuckles is afraid of me. He thinks I'm out to kill him because I got a sword in my mouth. Coward.
Oh yeah, we got to this place called Roer. That's the part that Knuckles and Scourge did. So.
Roer, huh? Is it on fire?
One of the factories is. Ow! So, how have you been anyway?
Well, I've been, it's kind of an interesting world you have here. I've never witnessed anything like it.
Yeah, from what I was told from, Knuckles is supposed to send you back after this part.
Good.
But if he doesn't do it, I might have to do it myself.
Good. I find the sense of gun there. He comes here.
Again, he's trying to escape being Scourge's servant, but but he's failing. And I've been told by Scourge that he's been complaining and been acting up even worse.
You see, this is why you might as well just accept defeat and become a loyal servant of this Scourge.
Yeah, I mean, he has a loyal servant named Number 2 that's been his servant for majority of their life. But Knuckles, on the other hand, refuses.
Scourge could do is give Number 2 a name. Ah. Ow! Ow! Stop hitting me! Ow!
Looks like a giant robot.
That is a hideous looking robot.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty in my life, and I've been insulting. Show that to a plant, the plant would get really angry. I actually met a clank once.
Right.
Very, noisy. Kind of grinded my gears together. Bro. First he went from tired to suddenly, instantly putting their blades away. I'll show them how to use a sword!
Right. The military police showed up.
Oh great, more police. That was wrong. This playing fine.
So does, do you have any servants like Scourge does back in your world?
No, actually, it's his eye that fight for the training. I don't have any servants.
Well, to start with, we need to work out exactly what's going on.
I'm more of a legendary that found myself
then it seems likely they're
Fighting
able to
for a
eliminate
human
evidence
being.
of whatever they've been hiding in the first factory. But did they really have to go this far?
It's all
Iron
good,
Mine is
'cause
owned by His
he
Majesty
was,
the Emperor himself, right?
rather
That's
generous
right.
and
The province of
nice.
Nortia is tasked with managing it while Rhineford mines, refines, and processes the iron.
Yell at me
And
all the
iron
time,
is the
but
single most
they're
vital
boss.
natural resource to this nation.
And as a canine being, I kind
If this isn't resolved quickly, it's going to deal a heavy blow to the entire country, including the nobles themselves.
So I guess the question is just whether the noble faction and the
They
terrorists
call it-
realize that or not.
Something
Sounds
about
to me
that
like they're pretty
silver-haired
bunch as it
kid crow just
The terrorists
rubs me
seem
the
like
wrong
they're
way.
basically all commoners too. They're only cooperating because they both see the Chancellor as a common enemy.
And if that's the case, it seems pretty likely that what they're doing here is related to that somehow.
Sounds like someone started the party without me.
just start the party without her. Pretty sure she's no fun.
Angelica?
You came too, George?
Yo, figured you'd show up eventually.
Well, we had to test the sidecar, obviously.
Spike is just full of surprises. We made the trip to Roer in 7 hours.
You look
So speed-wise, we're looking great. Comfort, though, we're gonna have to tweak a few things. I swear, you two never change. Kinda figured Toho wouldn't be able to make it, too.
Yeah, she's working on gathering a boatload of information, though.
And
She said she'd be in
Angelica,
touch if she finds anything out.
Well, that's reassuring, at least.
Could someone tell me what's going on?
Yep.
You seem to be hot on the trail of something, but I'm not sure it's the same thing we're.
Does this have something to
Marcus.
do with those family affairs you told me were worried about?
It does. I had some nagging suspicions about it. Unfortunately,
Are
my
you
hunch
mock-kissing
told me
me?
money.
No, that's just his name.
Isn't the director of the first factory?
My dear Uncle Heidel Rogner. Yeah. Seems like it might do us both some good to swap info. How about it?
Let's find a better place to talk.
Method to make it.
They're dumping
Least
iron
bit
onto the
then.
black market?
Yeah.
Iron
The
on the
amount of
black
steel they're
market.
producing
Oh
doesn't
boy,
quite
that
match
means
up
you
with
can
the
buy
amount of ore
iron.
being mined. That's been the case for quite a few years now.
Could always buy
Officially, the
iron.
reason given is that
Yeah,
the purity
yeah.
of the ore being mined is lower now than it used to be. But if you look at what's coming out of the mine, there's no evidence of that.
Well, that would explain why the figures don't add up.
And because they were feeding the raw iron onto the black market rather than the finished steel,
That makes it a lot harder to notice when a little goes missing here and there.
Man, Toa put all the pieces together on her own?
Mm-hmm.
I'd
Looks
expect
like
no
it.
less from my beloved Toa.
She poured over everything. Mine feasibility, sales figures, government reports on the mine's productivity, you name it. That's how she picked up on the discrepancy.
She's really something else.
Iron ore being sold off the black market, accounting sheets that don't add up. George, how much iron ore is unaccounted for, roughly speaking? Do you know? Assuming for a moment that all the missing iron was refined into steel, how much steel would we be looking at?
They mentioned steel. That's funny.
Math on my part, but I'd say somewhere in the neighborhood of 100,000 Torum, which is enough to build 2,000 oxen tanks.
2,000 tanks?
2,000?
That's practically an army.
The Saxon iron mine is a pillar of the Empire's economy. The amount of iron they pull out of there is almost ridiculous. Even if you pocket a small amount every year, it's going to add up to a lot of iron real quick.
I'm gonna put
Planning
a
to do with
bet
all of
out
it?
there with
Is the noble faction
Scourge.
trying to make their own tanks in secret? They couldn't even if they wanted to. Only the second factory has the knowledge and equipment to make tanks. And not only is
If
the
that
second factory
silver-haired
the most
kid
highly
Crow
secure,
turns
it
out
also
to be
means
the
where
villain,
form is
I'll
factory.
become his
You
servant
need
for
all
the
kinds
next
of
game.
complicated technology to make even a basic tank. It's not as simple as just grabbing some steel, some blueprints, and some grease and getting to work. So what does that leave them? Selling the iron to another country for profit? I don't know how likely.
Because again,
Seems like deals that big are too
something
easy to
about
trade.
this Crow character rubs me the
Okay,
wrong
so setting
way.
aside the ore itself for a moment,
Too
why
late
don't you
now.
know this and give
Too
me
low.
ore right now?
To Mr.
That's what
Hotshot.
I'm planning on doing.
Whatever it is.
Oh,
Just annoying.
it's pretty simple. My uncle oversees the first factory. and the provincial army is blockading the mine.
It could be
There's
the
no way my family
Reed
is
kid. That's the true
On the other
way.
side, you've got
I
all the
don't
miners just
know.
trying to do their jobs who got dragged into this whole
But
mess.
something
I'm
tells
not-
me
I might not be a
that,
great daughter, but there's
you
no
know,
way
he's
I'm gonna
laying
let
back,
this go
he's
on
too
without putting up a
lazy.
fight.
Almost like he's planning something.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're seriously gonna go talk to your old man about this?
Hell no. Like he'd even listen to a word I said. Same goes for the provincial army. I'd just be wasting my breath. That's why I'm planning on sorting out this mess myself. I used to work part-time in the mine. I know the place like the back of my hand. As long as I can find my way inside, I think I can handle the terrorists well enough.
I figured you'd say something like
Handle
that.
anything you
Honestly,
ever
does
tried.
nothing faze you?
In that case, I'd like to ask that you take us along.
We can look at this as a test of how to best respond to a sudden crisis. Looking at it from that perspective, I think it fits neatly within the scope of our field study.
Yeah, after hearing all that, I don't want to let them have their way.
Agreed. I'm with Angelica here. My family's involved in this too. I feel like I have a duty to do something about it.
Thanks. Truth be told, I was kind of hoping you'd back me up anyway. Whatever help you can give, I'll take it.
Well, that's that. The next thing we need to consider is how to slip into the mine without the provincial army taking notice. At the very least, Angie should be able to get the officer in charge to talk with her, but...
And I
So,
just
what,
sent
sneak inside
Scourge the
while she's
text.
distracting
I'll
her?
have to wait for
I
him
don't know.
to
It sounds a little overly simplistic
reply.
to work.
What the heck?
Leave finding
About
a way
the bet.
into me. If anyone's good at cutting red tape, it's my mother. Maybe she could help us out.
She could. Would she?
Well, if you think so.
All right, I'll leave securing an alternate route to you then. For now, I'm gonna see if I can find out anything else about my family's or the provincial army's involvement here. George, give Toa a call and see if you can find out what the Imperial government is doing.
And
Gotcha. I'll
looks
see if I
like
can
we
turn up any
got
machinery that
got
might
a
be
bet
useful.
here, so we'll see
Starting
on
to feel like
what
last year's
happens
field
with the
studies
rest
all
of the
over
game.
again.
Totally is. This game is This is the green outside.
Looks like Angelica left, so we're reporting back into
waiting for you.
I
the
know it's-
mother.
Like the rising of the sun. I see how it is. You're taking Reinford's side again, huh?
As long as I wear this uniform,
I met my trainer's mother.
made of the
He
right
was nice.
You, the chairman,
There you
and
go.
master
Big
Roer
penny.
are all deeply important to me.
Thanks, I think. Show us in then.
Of course. Please follow me.
Bring them in.
As you wish. Mother, we need to see you.
Excuse us.
Way to make an entrance. Oh, don't act
I
all
apologize
cocky.
for canceling our dinner plans last night, but it's looking unlikely I'll be able to join you tonight either.
No, that's fine. We understand.
It's hardly surprising given the current circumstances.
I'm not sure what's keeping you so busy, considering you haven't even managed to fulfill one of your most basic duties.
It is hardly surprising.
My lady.
The miners who work at Saxon are employees of this company. With the provincial army barricading the mine and refusing to budge, those miners are at the mercy of the terrorists. I assume you've issued a formal objection to Marquis Ragnar?
Not on behalf of the company, no. It sounds like Director Heidel Ragnar
And
of the
there's
First
the
Factory has
mother.
requested something
I can
done
see the
as a
resemblance.
formality, but nothing more.
Oh,
That's
he's
it?
that cocky.
The First Factory has been dumping huge amounts of ore into the black market for years now. Don't even try and tell me you haven't noticed it.
Of course I've noticed. Being unable to bring the first factory in line allowed that to happen, and that's my failure, I admit. But think, if we assume the terrorists aren't acting alone here, what good would it do to issue an objection to Marquis Ragnar?
Well,
There are many possible outcomes to this crisis, and we must be prepared for all of them. For example, we need to consider the possibility that the terrorists may set off an explosive in the mine.
I'll give this
And
another
how to
credit for
respond to
one
that.
thing.
This is a
Having a
global
voice actor that
conflict.
fits the
Measures will
character.
need to be put in place to protect stock prices, taking cross-spell into account too.
She's got a point. Anything that affects the Reinford Company is going to indirectly affect a lot of people's lives.
Correct. The Reinford Group is its own entity with its own role to fill. And I have mine as chairman. The Provincial Army and the RMP are acting in accordance with their purpose. And one might even say the same of the terrorists. Action with a purpose. That's what keeps the world in motion.
An
So tell me,
action with a
what's your
purpose.
I've never heard an action that goes without purpose.
If you get what I'm saying, I suggest you
But
leave.
another
I
chairman,
expect the
last
explosion at the
chairman I
military
know,
factory
kinda
is the extent of the damage the terrorists will cause here. I'll give you several additional tasks. I suggest you work on those for the remainder of the day. And considering the
Rotten
situation,
jail, yeah,
I
Sharon.
think it'd be best if you leave Roer tomorrow morning. You have my permission as a sitting director on the Academy's board.
But
yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, she's gonna be fighting back. Oh boy.
I'm not going to keep making the same mistakes anymore.
Oh?
All my life, I turned a blind eye to what was going on right in front of me.
Little girl,
I
what
did
we
it when you drove
say?
grandfather out and took his position as
Okay, my
chairman.
legs is straight down.
I did it when father died
Yeah.
and you let work become your life. All along, you've been working to build the company bigger and bigger, and all along, I just looked the other way. But in our field studies at Thor's, I've seen the
Here,
imbalances
lady,
and
just
injustices
sitting
of
around
the
the
world
door.
crop up
I
over
see.
and over again. But even with that, and all of us, really, have to face that head on. And that's exactly what we've been doing. You asked what our purpose is. After 6 months at the Academy, that's my answer.
Well said.
Agreed.
That's why this time, I don't plan on backing down. You need to hear the truth, and I need to be the one to tell you. As your daughter, as your family, and above all, as someone who's watched the Reinford Company grow ever since I was a little girl. Mother, you're running this company the wrong way.
Oh boy.
Can I assume
Arr.
you, in your infinite
Arr.
wisdom, are planning to tell me the correct way to run
Arr.
my company?
Naturally. But I still need more experience before I can do that. I promise you, though, that by the time I graduate from the Academy, I'll show you how this company should be run. As someone who just might succeed you as the chairman someday, I should be able to do at least that much.
Oh boy.
It's one thing to make a promise. It's quite another to live up to it. Still, at least you're starting to see the bigger picture. Give it to her, Sharon.
Certainly. Here, my lady.
A key card.
Some kind of key card?
I see a billion of those a
It opens the
day.
door to a passage
Oh.
that connects Roer City to the Iron
Yes.
Line.
So I guess they're
Wait,
nothing new to you.
Secret passage?
The former chairman built it for use in case of an emergency. You'll find the entrance in the underground part of a maintenance room on the upper level of the city.
If we use that passage.
We should be able to completely avoid having to deal with the Provincial Army.
See the room.
I'm not going to say thanks. Right now, I just believe this is the best way to press forward. And I'm going to tell you why through actions, not words.
Excuse us, Madam Chairman. We've learned a lot during our field studies, and we'll put it all to use to come out on top.
You don't need to worry about us.
They've grown a lot
Let it
in
go.
the 6 months. It's been a pleasure to watch them. Surely it wouldn't hurt to acknowledge that Lady Elisa has grown too.
She's still got a ways to go. If she wants to take the mantle of the Rhineford Company from me, she'll have to show me she's got what it takes. Anyway, it seems all our principal players have assembled.
Oh boy.
Can I ask you to do one more thing for me?
Certainly.
An elevator. Oh boy.
Done. Going down!
Mm-hmm. There we go.
What? This is absolutely ridiculous. I have some questions for
Who
that
would have
hot
thought there'd be
boy.
an underground passage going all the way from Roer to the mine? Gwen really does think of everything.
Oh, you know Elisa's grandfather?
I've heard you two got along famously back when he was still living in Roer.
He taught me all kinds of great stuff. How to pick up girls, the best spots in the entertainment district, you know, the really important things in life.
Wow.
It's not that I can't believe it, it's that I can. Too easily.
I can only hope to sit and learn at the feet of the master one day. Still, it's probably thanks to him that Angie didn't go any further off the rails than she did.
Can't deny that.
Who's the big bad man?
That's nothing to laugh about.
I wonder if we'll seem as colorful to the first years when we're second years.
So, you think this is gonna work?
All right, that should do it.
What is this thing?
An orbital wave antenna?
It's currently in development at the Institute of Technology. I managed to convince them to let me borrow it. It emits directional orbital waves to widen the area where you can transmit and receive signals. That means you'll be able to use your Arcus unit's communication functionality even down here in the mine.
That sounds pretty handy.
You can do
You
that?
think?
Yep. Toa's busy gathering information on what's going on across the Empire right now. And I'll be able to pass that info along to you while overseeing this operation. But if things get too dangerous, I'll give you the order to pull out, so make sure you keep the line open.
Got it.
It'd be nice to have some sport.
Well, if George is just a call away, we've got nothing to worry about.
Okay, I think it's about time we got going. And thanks again, everyone, for coming along. I've got my Arcus on me, so I should be able to hold my own in battle.
Always room for one more with us.
Your knowledge of the mind will really be invaluable.
I'm looking forward to seeing you clean up with those Taito skills of yours.
All right, on the other side of that door is the central control room. That's where the other hostages are being held. With any luck, the terrorists won't see us coming.
They haven't come out to stop us directly, so I don't think they know we're here.
Ensuring the safety of the
Either
hostages should be
that
our
or
top
they're
priority.
too stupid to realize
We need
that
to be
we're
cautious
here.
now, more than ever.
I don't think they're properly equipped.
Hello, Green here.
It's me, George. Is it safe to talk now?
George!
I just got off the line with Toa. She said she wants to talk to you directly, so I'm going to patch her call into your Arcus. The signal quality is not going to be too hot, so just put your Arcus in speaker mode and bear with me for a minute.
Oh boy.
Understood. And speaker mode on.
Are you all okay?
President Herschel!
Yeah, we're still alive and kicking.
Angie! I'm so relieved you're safe. I've been worried sick about all of you, especially when I heard Crow was caught up in that cave-in. If I'd known something like this was going to happen, I would have come to Roer myself.
It's all right. I'm glad you got in touch with us.
We really appreciate everything you're doing.
Anyway, it sounds like Crow's fine, so you don't have to worry about it.
Really? Thank goodness. Oh, right. I called you because I just turned up some new info. It sounds like His Majesty the Emperor has given the Railway Military Police official clearance to investigate the mine.
Oh boy.
They had to take it all the way to the top?
Yep, and there's no way the Provincial Army can bluster their way past that. I bet the Railway Military Police will be busting in any moment now.
Well, that's some good news at least. But even so, we need to press our advantage and keep heading deeper into the mine.
This is our chance. We can use the confusion the RMP will cause to rescue the hostages. But even if they do step in, I can see the Provincial Army still trying to get in their way.
Yeah, so the sooner we act, the better chance we have of getting to those miners and getting them out safely.
Okay, but be careful, everyone. And if you feel like it's too dangerous, you get out of there quick, okay? Don't try to do anything too reckless. That goes double for you two, Reen and Angie.
Oh, dang.
Me? Reckless?
Looks like she's got our number. Don't worry. I promise we'll come back in one piece.
Okay, you promised. I'll be waiting for you back at the academy. So, I'm gonna pass you back to George now.
Oh, that's about how things stand right now. Got my fingers crossed that Adios is looking after me. Good luck, guys.
Just leave it to us.
Yeah. Though we wouldn't have made it this far without Crow, George, and Toa. It all comes down to this. Let's make them proud.
Right.
I'm ready to finish this in style.
Who'd have thought you kids would turn up again? You just don't know when to quit.
Nope. No, I did not.
Oh, that guy.
You're V, aren't you?
So he was waiting for us.
So you're those terrorists, huh? Seems like you've known we were here for quite a while now.
Oh, we weren't really counting on the Provincial Army's blockade. If the RMP manages to get through, we're ready to lay them out. In fact, I was counting on it. But me and my crew will be more than enough to bury you here.
We'll see about that.
Don't underestimate him. He's even stronger than he looks.
We were able to beat him back at Guerrilla Fortress because Instructor Neidhart was with us. But if he hadn't been there...
Are you a survivor of the Arngarm Jaeger Corps?
Surprised you heard of it, Sylphide. It was long gone by the time you started making a name for yourself.
Not being so cocky, you big fat man.
He'd faced you guys on the battlefield.
I'm honored that the Jaeger King himself would tip his hat to us. It's a little late, but you've got my condolences. He was one hell of a man.
Thanks.
What are you guys trying to do here? Even if you are cooperating with the Noble faction, it's not like you both share the same ideals. And if anything were to happen to this mine, the whole country would be in trouble.
We know. But I'll do whatever it takes to slaughter that iron-blooded shit stain and let him twist in the wind.
But why?
Why do you hate Chancellor Osborne so much? Kid, I could give you my life story, but I doubt you'd understand even that.
You have
That's one of those behind the voice actor hiring deals.
thanks to his reforms. How many folks have lost everything they had because of him?
Again, they were paid to...
Well,
Victims
So
of the
I'm
Chancellor's
pretty sure
advanced
this is just
policies.
how they were
Well,
paid to
we ain't all
act.
pressed from a mold. We got different reasons for being here. Gideon hated him for his ideology. And Scarlet, I heard she lost her old hometown when he went and built a railway through it.
So that's it.
So that's what drove her to terrorism.
Me? Let's just say I've got a misplaced grudge against the guy.
Oh.
Not that I've got any intention of repenting for it now.
Talk about holding grudges.
Like Sylphide said, I ran with a corps called Arngarm.
More
Just a
backstory.
medium-sized outfit. Nothing too grand. We took decent-sized jobs, did them well, and pulled in solid business. That was life for us. Sure, we might have gotten a little too fired up when we were facing down dangerous enemies, but it wasn't all rough going. Whenever we had a bunch of new folks join up, we'd take one easy job after another. I thought that was just gonna be another one of those laid-back missions. Back when Osborn got his seat as the Chancellor, the Noble faction hired us to give him a little scare. That was all. He was a commoner who came up through the military, chosen by the Emperor. Guess they just wanted to show him who was boss, but he saw right through their plan. Can't really call what happened a fight. It's more like a massacre. They didn't even give us a chance to surrender. Just gunned us all down in cold blood. Young boys who just
no
been with
chance
us for a couple weeks. Women. Everyone. I was all that was left. Surrounded on every side by my comrades' bodies. I was the only one to come crawling back out of that hell. I wandered away. Didn't know what to do with myself. Eventually, I ended up finding my way to the Imperial Liberation Front. No high ideals here. I just wanted to kill him. To gut that son of a bitch. Avenge my friends. And tear apart everything he spent his life trying so hard to build.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's what happened to Arngrim.
It's a sad story for sure.
Look, I can sympathize with what you went through, but that doesn't mean the Chancellor was wrong in doing what he did.
Yeah, it sounds kind of heartless to say, but...
I'll say it. Terrorists need to be handled with an iron fist. Their fate should discourage others from following their lead.
You ain't strained for mercy, are you? Can't deny what you're saying. This ain't about who's right and wrong. Maybe it never was. That bastard loves to fuel the flames of progress. One way or another, we've all been burned. What's left for sad sacks like us? I'll tell you what. We'll fan our own flames. Make them so big and so wild, they'll burn up even blood and iron. Now then, you came all this way. Might as well show me what you got. Just remember, you're the ones who keep jumping into the fire. Don't blame me when all that's left are ashes.
Here he comes.
Everyone, brace yourselves.
We're counting on you, Angelica.
Sure thing. Let's do this.
But we're gonna save that for next time, so why don't you sign off?
This is Zacian, the store Pokemon, signing off. Bye.
And this is Nazo signing off. Thank you guys again for watching this part, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.